Hi there, my name is Matthew, aka EZBOT, and today I want to share a track I wrote called 611 Supreme. This is a track that's kind of near and dear to me because 611 Supreme was this amazing bar that I used to go to and hang out with all my friends in my mid-20s. 38 years old now, so it feels like a long time ago. But it was a really cool little bar on Capitol Hill here in Seattle, and we would go there after we got off work, drink a bunch of gin and tonics. I don't drink anymore, but back then I drank. And then we would go to Crybaby Studios, which is this awesome practice space that's underground. It's just enormous place, and just go jam. We'd go jam on our drum sets, and we had amplifiers and couches there, and you could literally smoke cigarettes indoors. It was totally nuts. It was a really, really good time. A great place to spend your 20s for sure. A little crazy, but a good time. And this track is about that feeling of that bar, the 611 Supreme. So if you ever went there and you know what I'm talking about, then I think you might feel the same way I do when you hear this music.
Just let me stay. 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 Just let me
Thank you for listening to 611 Supreme. I'm very fond of this track, and audiences are too, to my surprise. I didn't think that people would be so into it because it's kind of chill, and I'm always trying to do something louder and harder when I play shows lately, and I think that people really do enjoy something a little more laid back since they're not actually dancing all the time. A lot of times the venues that we play here in Seattle when it comes to live hardware, they're treated a little bit more like a band is playing than a DJ, whereas a DJ has like the dance floor and they recognize that this is going to be dance music. When we're doing this, the places that we're getting booked playing hardware shows often are just bars, and they're just set up to have people hang out, drink, and listen to music. And sometimes people dance, and sometimes they just watch. So any kind of music that you write on your boxes may work really well because it's not supposed to always be dance music in these venues, which I find really cool because my music isn't always the same. I'm often like jumping around to different genres when I play shows. Let me tell you a little bit about how I wrote this track. When I first wrote this, I had just gotten the OP1 Field, and this piano sound right here is actually one of the patches on the OP1 Field, and I just played it in by hand and recorded that into the Dig Attack. And then I wrote these like IDM-ish drums. Playing this song makes me want to write more of this kind of content and make more drum patterns like this. It was a little bit more intricate work with the drums rather than 4 on the floor, which I used to totally avoid forever, 4 on the floor. And then I got really into techno, or hanging out with people who really liked techno. I don't know which thing it was, but eventually I started writing a lot of 4 on the floor style music because I wanted to write dance music. Then I have this vocal line on here,
Just let me stay.
which totally embodies the vibe at 611 Supreme, which really was just like, just let us stay. You know, it's 2 a.m, it's time to go home, but really we don't want to go home. We want to just hang out. And man, I really do miss those days. Over on the Digatone, we have this beautiful little patch that I did right at the end, and I really like this. I actually sound designed this right before I filmed this video. And I've had this song, I wrote this song a while ago, so this is a newer sound. And I had to save this patch immediately because I was like, oh my God, it really sounds like bells. Like, it's so good. And I had this electric piano patch, and I went into synth page 2 and turned the A operator down to -1, and it just changed the sound immediately to this perfect bell sound. I don't know, I'm just really pleased with it. It just sounds beautiful. Then we have this bass line, which I've messed around with being different kinds of bass lines a lot, like really harsh textures too. If I go into the LFO while I'm on the bass line and just slightly turn up the depth on the sync for the ratios, it kind of arpeggiates it. And I love that too. It's a cool performance effect. If you go past like depth of 4, it just goes wild and it becomes unusable. So you have to be a little careful. You can't turn the encoder too fast. As some of you may know, I really use the Syntact as like my auxiliary synthesizer. The only sound we're doing on the Syntact is this patch on the analog engine. It's 4 bars long, with an LFO going to the filter envelope depth. So it's kind of like the same method that I would do to make like fake an arpeggio on here. I just didn't go as fast as I normally do. And usually I'd fill up every single spot on the sequencer. I believe I've shared that trick on how to fake an arpeggiator, but if I haven't, tell me in the comments and I will do that for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this track, 611 Supreme. I'm Matthew, aka EZBOT. That's all from me. I'll see you next time.